All right, you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so this is for the Cybersecurity Masterminds group. My name is World, and this is going to be my presentation. I know group was canceled tonight, but I was prepared to present for you guys. So my presentation is going to be with the packet tracer um, application. Pretty much the presentation is going to help people who have internet connectivity issues at home with their PCs connecting to the internet. Uh, Behind the scenes, if you don't know too much about IP configurations, DNS servers, or anything like that, if it's too technical for you, then you may have issues and you might be at the mercy of tech support. So I'm going to try to help you out a bit with this application called Packet Tracer, which I learned in school. This is all schoolwork for me pretty much, but I'll walk you guys through it. So first thing I'm going to do is go to my desktop. I got this lab just for you guys. Open it up. It's a Cisco packet tracer. You could download it if anyone's interested in downloading it. I'll put some information there for you because you could use it. It's free to learn pretty much how to connect lab work and stuff like that. Let's get this out the way. We don't need it. All right, so here we have pretty much network. If you have PCs or laptops or whatnot in your house, you might have a setup similar to this. I know I do. You may not have that many computers. This particular setup has four. You see PC one, two, three, and four. Those are the computers that are in this network. We have a wireless router. A router's job is to connect our PCs from our internal network to the internet or an external network, whichever one. But in this case, it's going to be to the internet, which is a big ass external network. So my PCs here, they could pretty much communicate within this network, which is before this router, between each other if they're configured that way. But if they want to go and connect to a website or an internet, uh, they have to go through this router. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check them all and see what I get when I try to go on the internet. So I'll click on one and I'm going to open up the desktop. It brings up all this this panel. I'm able to do what I got to do. I'm going to go to the web browser and I'm going to try a website to see if I get any connectivity. All right, so here I'm going to try to go www.cisco. That's not Cisco, that's Costco. I'm trying to go shopping. Cisco.pka for my little test here. And when I click that, uh, we'll see if I get any kind of connectivity. Sometimes it takes a minute to connect. Sometimes no. Here I go. I got a connection. Okay, it took a while, but it did connect to the website. I have Cisco dot. This is my packet tracer, so I know that that PC has connection to the internet. Okay, so I'll close that and I'll check the next one. This one, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go to the desktop. We're gonna go to the web browser because we want to go and make a connection to the internet. And we want to try to go to the same website to see if we have any connection. www.cisco, keep making the same mistake. I cannot type .pka, right? Cisco.pka. And we're going to try to go there. Okay, and the other one did take a minute, so we're gonna give this one a minute too, just to see if we could get a connection to the uh, the internet. We're looking to get to that website, cisco.pka, and I don't seem to be getting any connection. I'll wait a second or two more. No connection, no connection. So this could be an issue that you're having at home. Like you see, you try to get to the internet, you don't get no connection. You might even get a message on your screen, an error message telling you some kind of code. It'll probably be some DNS code or something like that that you may not understand. But if you can see, we're waiting and I'm not getting any connection to the internet. So I'm going to just say I have an issue there. But let me just double check and see if this PC has any connection. Go to desktop, go to browser. We're going to go to the same, every time we'll try the same website just to make sure that everything is consistent when we're doing our troubleshooting. www.cisco.pka. I got a connection right away with that one. That one's probably on my fast internet gigabit speed connection. So that's pretty good. And let's try this one just to be sure that I don't have any issues going on over there. Go to the web browser and do the same exact thing. As you can notice, this is pretty simple, right? So go to browser and we'll go to w.cisco.pka. Connection right away. All right, so all my computers connect with the exception of PC number 2. So now that you find yourself in this situation, you might have an issue. So your issue would be what? Like my computer just doesn't connect to the internet. I tried everything. I plugged in, unplugged it. I'm at the limit of what I know. My knowledge is very limited. So I'm going to call tech support and then be on hold forever, probably, right? So let's try to figure if we could do some things on our own to check this out. So the first thing we're going to do is check this PC with the issue. We're going to try some official troubleshooting. And here I'm going to go to my command prompt. This is where you do your troubleshooting in a computer. Open up your command prompt. Every computer has a little command prompt. You can go to, I'll show you how to open up in a regular computer, but for this lab, we'll just open up in the desktop area where it shows us our command prompt. And I'm going to try to ping. That's a command that we're going to use. And I'm going to ping www.cisco.pka. Right? The same website that I was trying to get to. I'm going to ping that. Now, when you ping, it's supposed to send out a message to try to connect to a server or to another device on network just to see if that device can get the message and send back a message, and then back and forth, they'll know that there's a connection. And right now, I'm not getting any kind of message coming back. Usually when you do a ping, you're going to get something. It's going to ping. Something's going to talk back, right? So nothing's happening here. So obviously I'm having an issue there. Okay. So let's get out of that. And now I'm going to try the same thing with a good PC just so I can see what a good ping would look like. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to ping www.cisco.pka. And that's what a ping should look like. I'm going to get a ping. I'm going to get a reply. I'm going to get all this information. It's going to show me that there is a connection being established. And you see some IP addresses in here, right? So these IP addresses is when I ping cisco.pka, it says that I'm pinging 192.15.2.10. So I didn't ping that. I pinged cisco.pka, but that's what it's pinging. So I'm pinging the website, the domain name, and the computer doesn't know what a domain name is. The computer speaks in binary. So they're going to speak in all these little ones and zeros and codes, you know, when you convert it. So they're going to ping an IP address. So that IP address is the same name for the computer that cisco.pka is in this case. So it's pinging that and it's getting a connection. So that means that this PC can connect to the internet with no issue. And then we got PC3, which is this, the one that was supposed to be working as well. Open up a command prompt. I want to ping that too. Ping www.cisco.pka, and boom, I got a connection, right? So that's what we would expect. So if you're at home and you trying to troubleshoot connection on your PC, laptop, whatever, you could use this ping command, ping the website that you're trying to get to, and you'll see if you have nothing, obviously there's an issue. If you have another device that's connected to the same network, ping the same website from there. This is what you should see. I'm not going to do PC4 because we know it works. We got to the internet already. And if we were to ping it, we would get the same result. So now we want to try to see what we could do to fix this issue. All right, so now I'm going to go to the PC with the issue, open up the command prompt. And this time we're going to ping the same website, but instead of pinging the domain name, we're going to try to ping the IP address that came up, that we were trying to ping. 5. That's what it was. 192.15.2.5. Oh, okay. So now this is kind of crazy because we thought that PC had an issue when we tried to go to the internet. We typed a website and we didn't get any connection. Then we pinged the website domain name and we didn't get any connection. But when we ping the same website, but what the computer recognizes as the IP address, we do get a connection. So is there an issue or not? Like what the F? The PC seems to not be able to get on the internet, but it does seem to be making a connection to the server when they use the IP address. So you would think that there's a connection. But the problem here, if you were to get to this point in troubleshooting anyway, would be your computer's configured wrong. It could get to the internet if it had the IP address, but you're not typing an IP address into your browser. You're typing in a domain name. You're typing in www.something.com. That's what you're used to typing. So if you can't type that and get a result, but you can ping the IP address and get a result, then you have to change your configuration. So let's do that. See what we can do there. First of all, we're going to see what the IP address on a good PC is. So we're going to go to a good PC first on our network, and we're going to see what the configuration looks like. So we'll open up this desktop dashboard, and we're going to go to the IP configuration and check out how everything is configured. This is a static configuration, meaning that somebody, the IT guy, whatever, maybe you or your girlfriend, whatever, whoever, hooked up your computer, physically configured this. They typed all these numbers in there. So maybe that's why we have an issue. Maybe they typed something wrong or something. If it said DHCP right here, that means it dynamic host configuration protocol means that they would configure all these numbers for you automatically. The computer would just configure all of this, and you probably wouldn't have any issue like we're having right now. So we're going to look at a couple of things here: the configuration, the IP4 address of this computer. That's the logical address of the computer PC1. That's this. We got the subnet mask, which is they hide the IP address. So on this network, if we're communicating, we have this number as the mask. Nobody else on the outside network would know what computer they're talking to because we hide our IP address with a subnet mask. Every computer on this network would have 255, 255, 255, 255, but that's the network number. And then this number here, the .0, that's the host number. So PC1 has a host number of .0, PC2 has a host number of something else, PC3 would have a host number of something else, but the subnet mask number would be 255, blah, blah, blah. So you would not be able to tell which computer is which, except if you know about this host net. But that's not what this is about. We're looking at this DNS server because the domain name server is the server that allows us to request a domain name, and the computer will spit back the IP address so that you can make the connection, right? So it's 192.15.2.5. 192.15.2.5. Let's take a note of that, right? Now we're going to check PC2, the one that has an issue. We're going to go to the IP configuration, same static configuration. That means somebody physically connected this. It has a subnet mask. I don't know why it has a subnet mask like that. That might be an issue for that. But an issue that I see, the reason why we can't get to the internet anyway, is that DNS server says 191.15.2.5. And then we had this one, well, actually, this one is 192.15.2.5. So that's, let's check this one just to see. This one is PC3. Go to the IP configuration. Sure enough, the DNS configuration on this is 192.15.2.5. So we have an issue with this one. We definitely do. So let's find it. It should be this, right? Yeah, that we have to change this. So since this is a static configuration, we can go in there and change this. Let's change that to 192.15.2.5, right? And let's close that out, close all that out. And then let's go to PC2. What we just did is we changed the configuration for the DNS server. It was in there incorrectly. Now that we put it in there correctly, configured like the other ones on the network are, we're going to try and see if we could get a connection to the internet. www.cisco.pka, and we're going to say, So now we can connect to the internet. So we did solve our issue with PC2 with solid troubleshooting steps. You learned something today, hopefully, because if your computer was not connecting to the internet, but your other computers are, and then you learn how to use the ping command, and you ping the website that you were trying to get to, and you get no connection, but your other computers do, and then you ping the IP address. You can see how you can figure out all of these things. Let me show you something else too, actually. Let's go to PC1, close this, go to the command prompt. Let's go to IP config /all. Okay. Now, if you look here, they'll also give you some information on the configuration that your computer has, right? You saw when I went to the configuration up there, you're not going to have that on your computer. You're going to have this. So if you go to IP config all and you look at the DNS server, you see 192.15.2.5. If we go to PC2, right, and we go to the IP configuration and we jack that up again, right? Let's jack that up. Because we're statically configuring this, we could jack that all up, mess that up, right? And then we won't be able to connect, right? Let's go back and see if that little thing that we just did right there makes any difference, or if it doesn't. So we'll go back to the internet browser, try to go to www.cisco.pka. Jacked up the DNS server configuration, and again, we can't get on the internet. Like that little thing that messes up. So that's why you got to be careful when you're doing static configuring of your network. Make sure everything is correct, because now look, I can't get on the internet. So that's crazy. So actually, I should have stayed right there. let's go back to PC2. We're going to go to the command prompt and we're going to go to IP config. Remember this command because it's going to help you out. /all. All is going to tell me everything that's configured on the network, the way it's configured, right? So now if you go here, this is the troubleshooting step that you would have really performed, and you check, you'll notice again that that change that I made is there. The DNS server configuration is jacked up. That's the problem right there. So you would have to go into your configuration settings, how we just did, correct this to the proper IP address for the DNS server, and then you would be able to, connect to the internet with the PC that had the problem. So that's the troubleshooting steps. This is the Cybersecurity Mastermind group. My name is World. I usually present on networking and home labbing. So that's how I learn because I'm in school. So when I read books and watch videos, sometimes it doesn't really help me to retain the information. What helps me is labs like this, actually going in there and configuring, getting my hands dirty. So if you follow me on LinkedIn, we're going to post this on there in our group. You'll see this is all I'm about: going to school, educating myself, educating my people, and labbing up. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. Like I said, we'll put a link into the group about the packet tracer download and how to create little labs for yourself and learn about networking. All right. So you stop sharing this.